I don't know much about orcs, but I do know that today is a very special holiday and they require backup. So the Brigands are here reporting in. There's a whole line of orcs ready to battle, and there's also a whole line of other vile forces, such as the dark dwarves and the vampires. This orc asks, "We moving out?" I think they're waiting for the leader to make a decision, and there he goes. And now we're whisked away to the Nucero Orcish fort. In here we have a chopping block, which is where we plan on making the sacrifice, and a whole row of pack horses, which will be offered first. I'm at the front line, ready to clomp, I say. Eee, the mind blast is scary. So I just want to fit in with these guys. Yeah, those mind blasts hurt me too. I have a weak mind. Sort of joking around with them. You would not admit that here, says the orc. Oh yeah, I probably shouldn't show weakness before battle. Oh, he says. This guy opens his mouth wide and a swarm of flies comes out. This orc grabs one of the flies and walks off with it. These orcs are so strange. And then he eats the fly, of course. Orcs never fail to eat anything. I shake my head in mild disgust and then just try to ignore them as they stare at me. "Ooh, have something to blah?" the orc asks. I understand that everybody is emotional right now. Hey, just save it for the battlefield. This me blind bad. And close your mouth. Okay, guys, I'm just going to step away from the heightened feelings and seek cooler heads. So I head over to the planning room. Put the plan out. The plan. These orcs are wondering what the plan is. I'm taking notes. What the plan? This guy throws pants on the table. Ooh, pants. So I guess pants are the plan. As they are discussing the plan, they are then ambushed by other orcs in the planning room. I'm taking less notes now. And they are throwing the whole plan out the window and fighting some orcs. I crumble up my paper and toss it away. That was a waste. Now I'm on the front line, waiting for the forces of good to arrive, and I'm a little nervous. I can tell everybody's a little bit nervous, so I'm trying to show strength by holding a steady hand. This orc next to me says, "Hey, Brigand." I can't even hear him right now. I'm so focused. He stares at me. "Guys," I ignore him. "Guys, if you need some courage," I reach into my backpack and pull out a bottle of booze. And I tell everybody to sip this. The guy in front, the orc in front, takes a sip, and everybody gets excited. The orc next to me says, "Ooh, try this." That was my last sip, I say. The orc takes a deep breath. And then he yells, "Noogra!" which I have come to determine is a way for orcs to show excitement. Choom, choom! I never heard choom before, but I'm going to try joining in. I grab the orc, and I go, "Woo!" right in his face. "Woo!" Trying to get pumped up with him. He goes, "Noogra!" Then he smacks me. Okay, between me yelling, other orcs yelling, and all of us being a little bit drunk, I think we're pretty much ready to face the forces of good. "Rebel, rebel, rebel, rebel," says the dwarf. And here they are, the forces of good. We have Sir, you, Path, and perhaps some other guys. They're all here to try to stop the orcs and the other forces of evil from summoning Belok. I know there wasn't much of a strategy as a whole with the group, but I have a personal strategy. That's to stand in the corner and shoot people when they get close. Occasionally throw an explosion potion. First one to go down is that knight right there. He got surrounded by orcs. However, shortly afterwards, another orc gets exploded. This knight there in the center gets shot by an energy bolt and dies. This orc is surrounded by good guys and can't handle the onslaught. Michael the ranger is trying to get creative and gets shot by an arrow instead. One of the vampires gets taken out. It is a back and forth of many corpses and deaths. One of their rangers can't handle the poison and dies inside the tent. Here I am. I'm going to sneak around the corner here and shoot this guy in the face. Belon Iron Will. It has been quite the battle so far. Fields of fire and poison are everywhere. So far my strategy has worked quite well for me. Here comes one of their guys into the forest, which is Brigand home territory. You cannot escape, and you go down. However, they start focusing on me, so I just run away. And the forces of good are quite strong. They have a lot of pressure, and they force us all the way back to the final stronghold, which is this wooden orc fort that's on fire. But we have a whole slew of archers standing here, pelting them as they rush in. And within the fort itself are a whole bunch of angry orcs and dwarves. We get this guy shot right before he enters. So the dude is paralyzed and gets punched in the back of the head. This guy gets punched in the face, then clawed in the back by a warfork. Another one goes down. They just can't handle the fort's force, and they are forced to retreat. Here goes Piers chasing after the last of them as they run away with a tail between their legs and an arrow between the cheeks. Dang, boss. We did good. I think we won, guys. He nods. Penetrating this fort, very difficult. Here comes an orc saying something and goes whoa, 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 and runs off. I guess we'll follow him into the fort. And oh yes, there was the ritual. When who's ready, says that orc who's going to be sacrificed. The meet Belok. It must be a great honor to be sent to Belok. He bring him a gift. He's going to bring Belok some kind of gift. I wonder what it is. But first, these horses on the left need to burn to death. Bam, there they go. Sacrifice is complete. I mean, step 1 is at least. And then step 2 is sending Fizzrule onto the chopping block and off to meet Belok with a gift of some sorts. This is how I spent my Sunday, summoning an evil orcish god on a very dark ritual with blood sacrifices and murder all around. Quat Belok, they all yell. I think that means for Belok. The boss disturbs the body, pokes around at it. No booze. You can tell this was a very important orcish ritual if there's no booze on the corpse. But don't worry, brigands always have a backup. Grabs liquor off of Babu. And now for the rest of the day, we just sit and drink and think.